The Damar Hamlin injury was rigged and scripted. It is literally staged sports entertainment, no different than a storyline in the WWE. If you fell for this gigantic psychological operation and you actually think that this young man is injured, I implore you to watch the rest of this video because I've got some evidence that just might blow your mind. First things first, let's start with the evidence we can actually see. This hit right here does not appear to be all that bad, and we're supposed to believe out of all the hits that happened in high school and college and the pros, this specific hit caused commotio cordis, a medical condition nobody ever heard of until this game happened. Some more clear evidence would be the fact that he falls nice and safely on his butt and then lays down. He doesn't lose consciousness and fall on his face. No, he sits down nice and safely on his butt first and then lays down. Now let's take a closer look at this supposed 9 minutes of CPR and all the players supposedly crying because they're so emotional. What I see here is a big cluster flunk. A bunch of players all huddled around the guy who's supposedly injured, receiving supposed CPR. It looks like they're blocking the view from the fans in the stands. Why is everybody so closely huddled around this guy right here in a big giant cluster flunk? This only makes sense if they're specifically trying to block everyone's view from seeing what's going on. Are you telling me this is proper medical procedure to have every player on the team all standing around as close as possible? And I'm not buying these players crying at all. The more I watch this video clip, the more I see bad acting, like this right here. Do you really believe these guys are crying? I don't see the tears coming out of their faces. What I see are guys pretending to be emotional, like this. Oh man, I'm so sad. Look at me. Look, see how sad I am? I'm gonna cry into another man's chest. You know what helps me when I'm feeling sad? Crying into another man's chest and having his beard touch my head. I mean, look at this clown. And you gotta love the big white dude here. He's like, I'm here for you, Cupcake. You can cry into my chest. Now let's take a look at the symbolism here. Everybody kneeling except for number 33. What are the odds? Nothing to see here, folks. Definitely no Masonic symbolism at all. Purely coincidence. I'm basically like the only guy on the internet who tells you the truth that this is staged and phony. A lot of people took the bait and they think that this guy actually suffered a real injury, commotio cordis, heart attack, cardiac arrest, what have you. And then there's people who think that this is a VAXX injury. Oh no, he passed out because of the VAXX. You're all wrong. It's completely staged. If this was a real injury that happened unexpectedly, you wouldn't see it plastered all over every single mainstream media outlet. The mainstream media is controlled by the government. If this was an unexpected injury, then they would have easily just carted him off really quickly, finished the rest of the game, and then they would have gave it as little attention as possible. So the fact they're giving it as much attention as possible proves it's staged. Not a single one of you saw this guy ever take a VAXX. Not a single one of you ever saw this guy take a booster. So quit making up conspiracy theories because that's exactly what the mainstream media is expecting you to do and is vilifying you for doing. Assuming the supposed cardiac arrest was caused by commotio cordis is as ridiculous as assuming the supposed cardiac arrest was caused by a VAXX injury. You have zero proof of either. However, we do have proof that there was a charity set up in Damar Hamlin's name before this supposed injury occurred, and it has now received more than $6 million in donations. Yeah, that isn't suspect at all. So let's do a quick recap, shall we? This whole event happened on the television. Okay, that's number one. It's on TV. Number two, nobody ever saw this guy take a VA-XX. Nobody has any proof that he suffered any cardiac arrest. What we do have proof of is this hit right here doesn't seem that bad. And then we saw Damar sit safely on his butt and then lay down. And then we saw all of the mainstream media outlets run with this story. They all mentioned how this is sparking conspiracy theories about the VA-XX. And also we have $6 million donated to a charity that happened to be set up by this player before he supposedly got injured. If that doesn't prove to you that this whole thing is staged, then you are probably a sheeple or a fanboy, and I cannot help you.